Welcome back to the fourth Voice of Hope. I'm Jin Jie, and you can call me Jay. I will be your host for podcast today. We will have a discussion about a topic called zero hunger. As some of you may or may not know, zero hunger is one of the unique nation of sustainable developer goals that it not normally not often present among the groups or who are less profit like example like B40. Looking at other perspective, we have we can have a bigger picture in our country economy, health, education, or social development. With our objective, we want to contribute the cause of zero hunger. We invite a special guest, which is Mr. Justin from Kechara Kitchen, to gain more understanding and to deeper state about effect hunger in Malaysia. So, Mr. Justin, can you talk about a little bit background of you and about Kechara Kitchen?
Okay, myself, hi everyone of your listeners, and thanks JJ for inviting me, and also the backroom staff for allowing me this space to come here. First of all, I must apologize for my not punctuality. Something that I couldn't avoid, but I'm happy to share what we actually do in Kechara Soup Kitchen Society, or in short, KSK Society, since 2008. So we started off as a soup kitchen, benefiting the homeless people or those who actually have no house to go back, or they do not really have a home. But the fact that when serving them more, we realized that there's actually a bigger problem surrounding that situation. Well, we are providing food and all that to the people in need, right? And cook food. Then we realized that they how did they get there in the first place? How did they exist there in the first place? So we kind of like know that problem with homelessness or elderly poor is because of poverty. Because they come from a family of very different background and very how should I put it? They are not a well-to-do background.
Maybe you can say that sometimes they might not have a chance of getting a job.
Yeah, well, it's deeper than that. How did they grow up? How in what way they grew up in one family? What kind of family are they in the first place? So that element became what we currently are actually aspiring to do, which is serving the poor families as well, because we felt that homelessness and urban poverty actually stems from poverty itself. Like people don't grow up the usual way or the normal way with the basic necessities and all that. Some find it very challenging to even get access to those items. So that's how they did not have the proper upbringing. And then later on, when they are adults and all that, or they are getting older, they find it harder to compete with the current society,
right? Hard to join the society.
Yeah, it's very hard for them to compete, even to make a living. So that's how we came about having this food bank program to serving the poor families. And then we also came up with another initiative called this empowerment, where we train some of them with skill sets like baking and sewing, at the same time educating the Orang Asli children with basic education, just to make sure that we are able to provide some grassroots assistance to help provide this much needed foundation so that they don't fall further.
So
into
not
the
understand food,
situation.
You guys still giving them life skill, to treat them to more on day-to-day basis, not to survive like that, have a skill set on the body.
Correct. So it's very important for us to equip them with these basic necessities, so-called. So we are going back to the basics in terms of trying to address the situation at the root cause itself. So from 2008, we actually started off as a soup kitchen. 2012, we expanded into becoming a food bank. Then 2017, we started educating some of them who we see has an inclination with empowerment skills. So that they can be like it's a holistic program that we are able to dish it out to them.
And I got do a bit deep research about you.
Mm-hmm.
I got read a bit and saw a bit about your interview sometimes, like just a few days ago after I
Okay.
calling with you. I go check like you have 15-year experience with Kechara Kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now
that's
is my
quite long.
16.
Oh, 16. Oh, that's
Yes.
quite long. And I saw from one interview you say you're from, your original is a part-time, but you convert to a full-time.
No, I was volunteering.
Oh, you was volunteering.
Yeah, I
Can you
was
explain that
volunteering.
why you want to become a full-timer after that? Like,
Well,
uh,
well, it was very simple because the time when I was volunteering, I saw something that I liked already. And then I was inspired by the motto of the founder, what he was doing, what he was trying to bring out the message to the people in need and all that, right? Then when I saw this, then I felt that, okay, why not give it a try? Then as more involved as I became, I was very inspired to see what I saw and decided to do this on a full-time basis. Yeah, at that
to
time I
like help
was,
the society daily, like that, help them.
yeah, correct.
Oh, so I believe my audience and I are quite curious about like how we gonna hop in this industry, like how we join this kind of volunteering. Is it that have any requirements like needed?
Well, you have your healthy body, then okay already.
Healthy
Yeah,
body,
then
kind
you're
heart,
like 18, you are committed, you are able to help us out in various ways, then yeah.
like teamwork, able communicate well.
Basically you have a fit body, then all I feel it will be good already.
I see.
Mm.
So our audience listen. All the young people can join Kechara Soup Kitchen. So how organization normally collect all the data, or is like collect like where and which you guys want to help with?
Oh well, we have a list of people that we have already identified
Oh,
along the way, be it if it's a homeless or if it's someone on work like assessment, we check whether the family actually is, then for as a matter of fact, if someone who is elderly poor, then we check if he's really staying in a room, as per claim. Then we register them, and then we start our assistance to them to provide.
so normally this kind of process need to take how long?
Well, it might take a while if the case is complicated, but if
Oh,
it's a very clear-cut case, normally what we do is like we provide the food first.
oh,
Yeah, just then we are able to understand them better and then do the necessary paperwork
oh.
later.
Okay. Thanks for insightful information.
No problem.
Let's end for the warm up. Let's start to the main discussion today, which is zero hunger. Let's start with the first question.
Mm.
So the first question I want to ask, like, how do you think the primary cause of the hunger in cities like Kuala Lumpur or Selangor, like how do that differ in other rural area in Malaysia?
Well, hunger in Malaysia, generally, people do not suffer hunger that much.
Oh,
Okay, because we are a developing country, as you all know, more of people are more suffering okay, let me rephrase this.
okay.
People tend to be suffering from poverty rather than hunger. Well, at least when they are too poor, there's still someone who can provide them food, like what we did, or
Mm.
what we have been doing in the past. So like maybe 15 years ago, you can say roughly, yeah, everybody
Oh.
suffers from
Now
hunger,
it's more like you say. I think
poverty.
it's more poverty. So I think it's more like don't have a land to stay.
Well, they don't have a unit to stay in. They do not have enough to feed them or provide the basics. Like, okay, if I have a room, I do not have enough money to perhaps buy a mattress,
Mm.
buy a tea, or buy something that can help me to go on with my life.
Oh,
Yeah. So
understandable.
we don't really see people literally die from hunger
Hunger,
here.
just more poverty.
More on the
Because I
poor
think
side. Yeah.
I think we just take KL as example. I think KL actually is quite competitive.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is competitive. When you look at it, right, it's more like people finding it hard to earn more
yeah.
rather than not able to find enough for food. They will cover food, but in the expense of food, they forgot about, or they had to neglect some other things, such as education,
rental.
all this. So in the end of the day, it became, or it will be a problem for this group of people,
Mhm.
because if they have a child, then they have to make sure the child gets food as well. But in lieu of that, they will not send this child for education, perhaps.
Because another cost.
Yeah, because it will be an expenses for them, and then in addition to it, they will neglect their child's welfare as well.
Mm.
So having said that, it's not intentional. It's because it's not that they don't love the child or they don't like the child, but it's more like they do not have the necessary budget to do that.
Yeah, because like every time the world and time fly so fast, some people will like hard to follow up because like the government and the economy every time raise and down. Yeah, it's hard to follow
Yeah.
up.
So it's hard in that
Yeah,
sense.
I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
So let's talk about food waste. So how do you think like food waste and the contribute to the food insecurity in Malaysia? How do you think like how to think in a place? How do you recommend them to reduce the food waste or surplus food for those in need?
Don't order so much. Don't over
Yeah.
order. Control your spending. One very good example. Okay,
Mhm.
5 years ago we were rescued during Ramadan season, such as now.
Mm-hmm.
5 years ago, 7 years ago, we were literally one night we can rescue up to 1 month. 1 month we can literally rescue up to 10 tons.
10 tons.
10 tons of food.
That's
10
pretty
tons of
crazy.
cooked buffet food.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's really heavy.
So after the pandemic, during the pandemic, a lot of hotels had to close down, right? They
Yeah,
had
yeah,
to
yeah.
close for business for a while. They had to they cannot do anything special. They don't have buffets and whatnot, right? So that taught them about
Yeah.
what we
Then
said.
some people they won't wait. They will pour it.
If there are more people who are more willing to do such something like this, it will be good, because to control the spending and whatnot, and to only order something that is adequate and not because of face value. Um, what do I mean by that? Let's say you're hosting a dinner, you have to prepare. You have to make sure there's enough food for everyone and extra, especially for Chinese,
Yeah.
because we want to make sure that our guests must get a lot
Like get
of food.
shocked by the
Although you know
scenario.
already it's actually more than enough, but you just have
Just
to
order more,
order
yeah. Because you
more
want to the image like bake is for the better. Bake is like, oh, you are rich
to
to invite more
impress,
people. Yeah,
to impress, to
yeah.
make yourself look good as well, to please your whoever guest, and
Yeah.
it's a way of a courtesy, but it's not entirely because of ill intention, but it's just because it's the kind of culture that we are in. So we have to educate at least the public out there, to
At least start from our next generation or this generation, the young
to
generation.
cultivate this mind of not overspending, and to budget your resources for
Yeah,
better cost.
I strongly agree that because normally I go my friends, no matter non-Chinese or Chinese, their buffet is crazily, even though that people just go there and drink, but the buffet